www.love2jamradio, and we back. Hey. And we back. I don't know, every time I hear that. It is Queen Tomaro. You are back with the Tomaro Today Show. And you are back with Miss Brittany Bomber. If you guys caught that, she gonna get this love. If you guys caught us earlier, she did her Tomorrow's Tunes on Jasmine Sullivan's Lions, Tigers, and Bears, and baby, she killed it. Okay, had me and Lovey up in here straight up like
I was gonna throw my drawers up. I used to throw the drawers up.
I remember slingshot. I cannot. All right, you guys, we are going to get straight into this interview. So I'm going to ask you, where are you originally from?
Originally from Houston, Texas, born and raised.
Going down.
Hello, Southwest.
Southwest. A-Leaf?
No.
It's okay. No. Still SWAT, Southwest? No, it's not South.
Correct.
Sorry about that. That's just Southwest Houston. That's it. Nothing fancy.
I cannot.
That's okay. So how long have you been doing the music thing?
Right. So I've been doing music basically all my life, but if you want to get technical
Can I ask how old you are?
I was like, from when I can remember, I was like 5 or 6 maybe.
Okay.
5 or 6. So yeah. Then from there, I did a church competition, girl.
How old were you doing this church competition?
I was like 9.
Okay, church competition at 9.
Yeah.
So you started off church singing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Born and raised in the church, girl.
Tell us about this church competition.
So, I won 2nd place. And then but it still was just like, wow, that type of stuff encourages you.
Do you remember what you sang?
Yes, I sung Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. I don't know if y'all know that. Lord, I lift your name on high.
I do remember that song.
And I rehearsed that song day and night.
So during that time, that's when you when you won that competition, was like, I'm gonna be a singer.
Yeah, I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Because the feeling, like that feeling that you get when people are showing you love and all that stuff. I was like, I can get used to this for the rest of my life.
So what kind of singer would you describe yourself as?
I like to say that I am an inspirational artist. And I feel like you can't get boxed in that way, you know? But I definitely know I have the R&B soul aspects of me. So, but I also have like dancehall music. I have a variety of things going on. So I just don't like to box myself in. And I'm going to definitely make sure to just like try to avoid that as much as possible. You know what I mean?
So growing up, and once you're 9 years old, you won a competition, what were some of the artists that inspired you?
Whitney Houston. Hello, I'm always named Whit.
Wrong with Whitney.
Oh, baby, they can say what they want to say about Whitney.
Ain't nothing wrong. But Whitney can sing.
Y'all can never deny her talent.
Never.
She had a lot of issues, just like any talented artist probably
like anybody.
has.
Like, people got issues too. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So Whitney Houston. Who was it? Yolanda Adams. I love listening to Luther Vandross. I didn't even realize.
Fat Luther or skinny Luther?
Let me say something. Luther, no matter what size he was in, Luther gonna bring it to you, okay?
I love Luther.
Some people got pants. Some people prefer Fat Luther. I know my grandma, after he became
your mama, your granny?
It wasn't fucking with him like
it was something about his tone, I want to say. That
he was a fat boy. Come on, let's see what it. His vocal cords lost weight.
You so
what you know, oh, girl.
Got them skinny cords.
I can't stand you. That is lovey-dovey, queen of all things indie in the background. If y'all wondering who that magical voice in the background is.
My mic ain't even on, y'all. I ain't even supposed to be talking about it. I just had to say. I need to do that.
She needs to clarify which Luther is the difference.
I got questions.
There's a little difference. For real.
So, okay, when was it where you started getting into the booth?
So, I would go in and out doing background stuff when I was like 15, 14.
Okay.
But
background for friends, background
for family and friends.
Okay.
But I really didn't record my own single until 2017. So this is before Love Yourself.
Yes, it is.
So I did my first single called Mr. Past, and that was under my maiden name, Brittany Williams. So then I released Love Yourself, and that's whenever I really was like, okay, look, we about to get very serious about this. I'm not about to play with music anymore. I'm not gonna like leave year gaps in between like the time I released a single. You know what I'm saying?
Knowing that you wanted to sing at 9, it wasn't until 2017 where you actually recorded your own. So what were you doing before? Like just background? Were you doing performances?
I did little gigs.
Right.
I would sing here and there, but I was always just like working 9 to 5s. I was in college. I was just doing different things in between that and just never really just taking myself as serious as I needed to.
Now, you're a songwriter as well. Do you write all of your music?
I write not all of it.
Okay,
so
okay.
I've collaborated with friends as well because I just don't. I feel like
Call
there's.
them out if they're writers now.
It's
so
a rare
people know.
talent for somebody to just be able to be like, okay, I got all of this. I got all my music down. You know, I don't need no help. You know, I think it's beautiful when you can exchange ideas with like different creatives. And then y'all come together and create something beautiful like Love Yourself. Like 2 of my close friends, we all came together and wrote that song.
You got a collab album track that you did with a few of your friends as well.
Spread love.
Spread love.
Spread love, yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So I guess my next question to you: do you ever get nervous when you perform, or during that time before you came out with your own single and Mr. Past?
I get.
Somebody have to push you out there, like.
I used to cry before I sung. When I was a little girl, I used to cry because of how much stage fright I had.
So wait a minute. 9 years old, loved the applause, but was crying.
But would get scared leading up to it. Scared I would forget words, all of that stuff. And then, like, you know, I don't know if you know, but I've done like Fox 26, Channel 39.
I do.
Baby, heart be beating fast and all of that.
When I come here, I still be nervous. Like, let everything go right. That's why I got to write everything down, let everything go right, and do all of those things. So when you are writing, what is your inspiration when you are writing? Are you writing from experience? Are you writing from friends' experience?
Absolutely. I think Love Yourself was totally relatable to me. I mean, even though we came together, like the stuff that I was writing in that song, I was like, oh, baby, I remember this. I remember a time where I didn't value myself. I remember a time where I was just letting people walk over me and not really setting that standard for myself.
Right. We're going to definitely let you guys, we're going to hear that Love Yourself jam later on today. I mean, later on in the show.
Definitely.
But for sure. So, you're an independent artist. Do you ever have dreams of going major, or you want to stick it independent?
Listen, if I get management and then we talk it over and we think that this is a nice deal to go walk into, then yes. Other than that, I really want to stay as independent as possible.
What's the pros and cons to you with independent?
Well, being independent, you get to own all of your masters. You get to own like everything that you put out there. You know what I'm saying? And look, it's a whole little split when you go major. It's just it's really complicated, and I really feel like if you have the right team behind you, then you can make that decision to go major. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But I also think that, you know, it could be some issues. It could be some issues with going
we've seen the movies and the stories and all of that and whatnot. So you performed for a few places, like, okay, this past year, like I said, you've been doing performances. You got the CW with the Dose of Music. You've done the Isaiah Factor twice. You've done Great Day Houston with Deborah Duncan. So, like, this past year, you've been going hard.
Absolutely.
And like you said, in 2017 was your first track. But what was that fire in you that made you want to start pushing hard for this past year?
Girl, so I was at a job called, I'm not going to even put the name out there. I ain't going to do it to them, even though I be wanting to. But I was at a job and I was released from it, and I feel like I had put so much work into it. I had climbed the ladder and was a supervisor. Like, I was just, I gave my all in it. And whenever they fired me, I had nothing to show for it. So I was literally like depressed. I was mad. I had all of these emotions going through me, and I'm like, girl, if you would have been and just did your music, you would have maybe something to fall back on. But you don't. So that was like a big lesson for me. And life will teach you quick, fast,
and it will
hurry.
push you. It was probably something you supposed to been doing.
Absolutely.
But you wasn't moving. You was becoming comfortable in that 9 to 5. But
Absolutely.
your purpose may have been the same. Sometimes they'll take you through a ringer to get you where they want you to be.
You see what I'm saying? And girl, when I got released, that's how Love Yourself got birthed, and that has been like the biggest song that I could
That
have
song.
like put out, and it's helped a lot of people. They've reached out to me and just been like, "Girl, this song is my life." You know,
That is a song that I wish I could have heard during my early 20s.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Late teens.
Preach.
Like I'm in a different place now, but I think that is definitely a good song for anyone, male, female. It does not matter. Love yourself. So now these
Right.
performances that you did, which one? First of all, you also did "If It Don't Feel Like the '90s."
Yes.
How did you end up on that?
Well, I went to House of Blues with Keith Powers, Tay Powers and Keith Jacobs. Sorry, you guys, if y'all watching. But I did that event with them. They have a living room social, and so then they had they also throw major events like If It Don't Feel Like R&B, 90s R&B. And so he just reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I want you on this show." Like,
Were they doing auditions?
No,
No,
they just reached out.
Reached out to people.
Reached out to people who they felt like, they wanted to, perform some selections. And I think Maya was at that show that
Okay.
year. So, that was a huge opportunity. I mean, things are happening back to back to back
Yes,
last
because
year.
you was
It was
on
crazy.
Isaiah Factor twice. How did that end up happening? How did you end up getting on the
Right.
first time?
Well, I guess I connected with one of the producers, and he was like, they were very satisfied after my first time. He's like, they were very satisfied with your performance. They want you, he was like, we look forward to seeing you again.
Okay.
But I didn't hear from him again probably from June.
They reached out to you?
They reached out to me and
That's
asked me to
what's
come
up.
back in November. So they were like, we want to hear something upbeat, something fresh. I'm sorry. Something upbeat and something fresh. And I was like, okay, well, I'm coming through. They let me bring the dancers.
Say less.
Hello.
Say less. And earlier this year, that is when you did Great Day Houston with Deborah Duncan. How did that come about?
Right.
Was that a word of mouth? They told somebody and they come looking for you now?
Like that type of industry, like the TV industry, it's kind of like really tight knit and small. So one producer knows the next producer for the next station, next producer, this, that, and the third. So that's kind of how they work. And so I was able to get the information of one of the producers for Great Day Houston. And she was just like, yeah, we would love to have you on. And she just brought me in there. We made it happen. I mean, God really was looking out for you, girl. That's all I can say because it all just happened back to back. And I kept telling myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this.
Do you have management or is this all you?
No management.
All right.
All me. I have an assistant and he helps me out like as far as organization and when it's that time, like to do those big performances and all of that stuff, he's there like 100%.
That is perfect. That's awesome.
Yes.
So you've also come out with 2 videos from your tracks, Come Closer and Love Yourself.
Right.
And you also have that video with the collab,
Yep, Spread Love.
Spread Love.
Spread
So
Love.
I'm guessing Love Yourself was your first video.
Yep, Love
How
Yourself.
did it
was
feel to do your first video?
Oh man. Like number one is I was so grateful to have that connection because the guy who did my video, he was, I grew up with him. Mike the Motivator is his name, Mike Thomas. And, he looked out for me and was just like, look, we want to make sure that your first video has the best quality as possible. And so I just started reaching out to people to be a creative director, to be the actors in it. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Did you know how you wanted it to look or? Okay.
I did. I started looking for venues. I started just looking for different things. But you know what? It kind of all came together at the end. Sometimes I didn't know exactly how it was going to pan out, but it all came together and it looked so beautiful. And I was just like, oh, man, all this hard work was for a reason and for a purpose. So
yes, that's what
I love it. I'm so glad I
love
have
it.
something to people can look back on YouTube and just be like, wow, I can see the visual with this song,
And that's right. So if you guys want to check out that YouTube, you can.
Absolutely. You can find it at Brittany Balma.
There you go. Brittany Bomb on YouTube? On YouTube.
Brittany
You can
Balma.
find it there. So let me tell you guys what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you guys are going to hear the Love Yourself song by Miss Brittany Balma.
Yes.
We'll have more questions for her. And we got to spin that wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin that wheel. Just spin that wheel.
Okay.
We just get
gonna
we
spin
get
the
excited.
wheel.
There you go. Get into it. Get into the song. We'll be right back, guys.